Hi, welcome to CrimeMitten. We are your hosts. I'm Shelby.
And I'm Alia.
Every week, you'll hear a new true crime story based in Michigan, from the mysterious missing cases to the gruesome murders that left the police struggling to stay on the scene. We're giving you the inside scoop on what's going on in our Mitten state. Tune in every Wednesday for your weekly dose of Michigan true crime.
Hi guys. So, as you can see, this week we have a different setup. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's a Netflix day, and we're doing Bob Ross. So these canvases were left over from Friendsgiving. Mm-hmm. And we told you Kanan gave us a very hard time last year. So his due date was Thanksgiving. And they're like, oh, he's going to come early. So we like, oh, Shelby think Friendsgiving is going to be my first mom night out. Like, it's going to be a great time. Friendsgiving is the first weekend of December. So I'm like, I'm going to push it back to the second weekend for Shelby.
Because I should be healed by then.
Kanan came the first week of December.
And
the doctors was saying October. So we were like, this is great. Like,
it works out.
This works out perfectly. So, didn't work out. So I had Shelby's canvas left over from Friendsgiving along with somebody else who didn't come. So we're just going to use these canvases from a year ago to do this. I actually ordered from a lady on Instagram. I'll leave her link down below because she was really nice. And is it focused? I can't even tell if it's focused because this ring light. Oh, there it goes. This ring light is very bright. Interesting. But it's just alright. No. It's probably the vacuum. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's it was focused at some point. Whatever. It's a lady doing yoga. So we're going to paint these as we talk about Bob Ross's story.
Yeah. The documentary that the trailer made everybody question.
The trailer was so good. The trailer's like, what is that? I don't know. I have the meme. So
we would like to tell you about this, but we can't.
The meme was like, so you telling me this whole time Bob Ross was killing people and painting scenes at their burial site? So we went into this thinking it was really gonna be, that. And it wasn't. Like, it was still good, but it wasn't that.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it.
Right. We'll let you know all about it.
These are some really good paintbrushes.
Not badger hair, but we ain't there yet. We ain't getting no Bob Ross.
Supposedly they're on the endangered species list.
Okay. I'm going to follow our usual format for Netflix documentaries as we paint along.
Yep.
And I just put them on my phone instead of
typing it out.
Yeah, and I typed it out on my phone instead of writing it out in note cards just to save room. And then I don't have to flip cards. I can just look down. So, what did you know about this before?
So,
before watching the documentary, what did you know about this?
Beforehand, I knew that he was a painter on PBS. Because, like, when I was getting ready for work, I would catch him on TV, and literally some days I was late because I'm like, oh no, I gotta figure out how to make this cabin that he's making. Because what if I need to learn how to make that?
What if I need this one day?
So that's what I knew, and then also I knew that his afro couldn't be real.
Yeah, it was a perm.
It was
until he got sick, and then it wasn't real.
It was yeah, but for the most part though, afro game tight,
nice.
Like, you know what? It's not even, I feel like...
To the point where I didn't even know. I thought he was, like, mixed.
I did, too. I was like, oh, shoot, we got a solo brother and all this stuff. Like, that's why he painting so good. Like, he's making love to the paintbrushes. Like, we just got natural talent. Is there anything else I knew? Oh, he was known for his beautiful landscapes and stuff, so... And, like, his famous trees that he would do, like, last minute.
At the very end. So, okay, so I know we talked about what we did know at the end. Whole time I thought this man was painting out the top of his head. Whole time. The real painting was on the side of him. And he was just adding in extra trees just to make them nervous, basically. Because he was stepping outside of their comfort zone. So making the trees is what made his partners nervous because they didn't want him to mess up. But obviously, he never messed up.
Yeah, and he was like, dude, how long does it take you to do a tree? We only got 30 seconds left. So that was funny. Like, he was clearly a jokester.
A troll.
That's what it is. Let's see. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I knew about him.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just that for the most part. I feel like that's the basics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all I knew.
Yeah, that's pretty much the basics. Like, he was definitely out before our time.
I thought I was going to go in knowing he was a serial killer from the trailer.
But
that wasn't the case.
apparently not. He was a good man, you guys. We don't get many of those on our show.
So now we will get into the plot and the crime of it all. Like, we skipping the whole first part about him.
Into like the
whole
crime.
biography part and getting into the bad part of it all.
Yeah,
because that's
the nitty gritty. We're not artists, we don't do podcasts on artists. Like, it's not an art
That's
show.
not us.
If you want that, you go somewhere else. We're here to talk about the bad stuff. I want to do bad stuff with my friends.
Okay, so like I said, Bob was a good person and he loved the success, but he cared more about the people than the money itself. So like when it came to his products, he didn't want to go the cheap way out because it was cheaper. He didn't want his name on like cheap products, and he wanted to make sure people who wanted to paint like him could paint like him, like they weren't giving them basic stuff. So they had like good products, and he made sure it was good products. So Weber, the paint company Weber, or the company Weber, was their manufacturer, and it was like always arguments with what was their last name?
The
Kowalskis, because they always wanted, those are his business partners. What were their names? Annette and it's just the name. They're like, the name Annette just gets me. No offense to Annette, but it's just the name gets to me. Annette and
what is the other guy's name? It was Annette and no, was it?
Yeah, that was Annette. The other
and Walt.
Annette and Walt.
Yep, that's what their name were.
So those were his business partners, and like it was always an argument with them because they wanted to take the cheaper route out, and he like, no, for what? Like if they want to paint like me, they gonna use what I use.
Like they wanted to extort his stuff
badly.
Like the Bob Ross Ink company where like they was teaching people how to be these painters and stuff. They seen it as like money,
nothing
like
else.
the money train. Not the fact
can these
that
people really do it.
He cared.
He cared about the people, and they just, if it wasn't about the money, they didn't want to hear about it, and that was not Bob.
That wasn't him. Like everybody said that this guy was like, he was a really
good person,
nice guy. Like he knew like the therapy you got out of painting. So he was like, who am I to deny somebody that, pretty much.
Basically.
So that's a good person. Like, you know, we need more people like that don't care about the price tag. You know, like our doctors and stuff. Maybe the world would be a better place. But yeah, so they ended up, like, they was always trying to extort the business for money. And his wife ends up dying.
She was diagnosed with cancer, and then she died. But a couple weeks after she died, Bob was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is also a form of cancer. So it's like pretty triggering.
And a lot of people thought that it might have came from the fact that he used paint thinners all the time.
So much.
Like,
and just flopped them across the room, basically.
Yeah, he did, and we both know this is pre-mask behavior, so it's not like, you know.
And this was like they were saying, he would say, he was shaking the devil out of the brushes, and he would like smack the crap out of the brushes. So like, the thinners are flying everywhere because he only wanted a little bit on the brush, but he had dipped the whole brush. And then just
you can
hit it on the table.
You can dip it a little bit.
You can dip it.
It's okay.
You ain't gotta submerge it.
Yeah, so it's cool. The thing is that it got me was the fact that he didn't want to tell anybody that he had cancer.
Yeah, it kind of stayed a secret. So when Annette and Walt found out, they like, oh, we gotta jump on this. Like, we gotta, like, at this point, he's still working. Like, he don't care. Like, he's knocking out 3+ shows a day.
More.
He's doing more because he want to make sure it's a lot done before he goes.
Mm-hmm. He was even having, like, his son. This is a little bit before it there, but, like, he pushed it more.
He pushed his son to work on the show as well. His son was
good at painting pictures
and
as well.
His son, that's not what he wanted to do. He wanted to live a different career. But Bob was, like, kind of pushing him to paint.
Yeah. I haven't seen, I like the part that they was, like, Bob would do his paints, like, the mountains, he would do them, like, a slightly, like, not as good, so that his son would stand out more.
Look better, and that's what he said. Like, nobody could make mountains better than him except for his son. But really, he was like downplaying his own work, just so his son could feel better, and basically his son could want to do it too. But he said him and his son had like an estranged relationship for a little while because that's not what he wanted to do. So he was kind of upset that his dad was like forcing it, but he didn't really know why his dad was forcing it the way he was. So he kind of like despised his dad a little bit for like trying to force him to do it, and then he felt bad after the fact because it was like, oh, this is why you wanted me to do it so bad, because
this is what's going on, right? Like, he just really didn't want to kind of inconvenience people with how his life was going. So they find out he has the cancer and stuff, and his final episode airs in 1994.
Yep.
It was actually kind of sad when you watched it because it was like, signing off for the last time.
I don't know. But after he finished that, because he didn't necessarily want to do work with the Kowalskis no more. Yeah. So after that, it wasn't like necessary. It was his last show doing that, The Joy of Painting, but he started a kids show. Yeah. But like Bob and Annette knew like, oh, if he gone, so is our business.
Pretty much.
So they get grimy at this point. They just trying any and everything, especially like on his deathbed. They were just trying to get him to do stuff, like sign over his rights, basically.
They were trying to have the son convince him to like sign it over. He literally came to visit, and it was like, hey, get him to do this.
But if his son didn't read the papers all the way through, he would have got him to sign it because it looked like they were like trying to get a monument in his name after he died,
that's how
like
they
a statue of him or whatever. But when his son really looked into it, it was signing over his name, and he like, no, I'm not getting to do this. I guess they didn't think he was going to read it,
or whatever the case was.
Right.
But he did. Thank goodness, because
it would have ended right there. Like, it wouldn't have been a fight.
That's it. They won at that point.
Right, at that point.
So that was really crazy. And I feel like that says a lot about you.
Right.
That you was harassing this man
on his deathbed. Like, he visiting y'all house, and he can't even mingle with everybody because he's in the bed at somebody else's house.
Yeah, at somebody else's house. So that shows how far y'all went. Y'all would take some stuff. Then, let's see, after they do that, they're like trying to get him, like after his last episode. Oh, the part where when he did do the kids show, they got upset with him because he started looking sick.
He was looking sick at that point, and he like, I'm fine, like I've always wanted to do a kids show, I'm gonna do it. And it wasn't like he was live on the show. Yeah. It was like the kids were looking at him through a storybook, but it was like obviously him, but they're looking at him from a storybook versus him directly, I guess.
Yeah, so he could have played it off, and then at this point too, though, like his hair has started falling out. Yeah, so he's wearing a wig. Yeah, so like that natural, you can tell the difference because
it was a good wig.
It was a good one, but it was like you knew his natural afro looked
and
different.
The wig was kind of like curls.
Yeah, it was what you would expect his afro to look like. What you would expect,
right?
Not like how I'd expect my uncle afro to look or something, you know.
Right.
Because for a second, I told y'all he was accepted to the cookout with that afro. I was like, what? Look at him. He got a little black in his thing. A little melanin popping out. So after he do that, Annette she comes out with, she says Bob invited her to do painting flowers with Annette.
The joy of painting flowers or something. So she literally took the same name as him. Not only did she take the same, his basically like make it look like it was the same as him, which he did kind of invite her to do it because he was in a couple of the episodes. Like he introduced her.
Yeah.
But so the his friends,
I cannot remember their name.
I got it. My phone locked. Come on, fingerprint. His friends, Gary and Catherine Jenkins. Mm-hmm. So Catherine had a book of painting flowers. And Annette took her book basically exactly like the books looked the same, the name of the books were the same. The picture you used for the author and the like at the end was the same. Was the same. Like the same chair that Annette sat in to take her pictures.
Same thing.
The same chair that Catherine used to take her pictures, Annette used to take her pictures. Mm-hmm. The same method of drawing that Catherine used for her drawing of flowers, Annette had those same diagrams in her book. So it was like literally copied her book. The exact same. And slapped her name on it. And then they were mad at Bob though, because they're like, how can you let her do stuff like this? Yeah, but Bob ended up like telling them like we had a voting system between like the couples and stuff, and after my wife died, my voice died too. His voice died too, so it's like after Jane died, he didn't have somebody voting on his side. It was the Kowalski's versus just him, so that's 2 against 1. He doesn't have anybody on his side, a partner on his side at this point. So everything that he didn't want. It didn't matter what he wanted because he was outvoted every time, outnumbered every time. And it's like, you don't want to mix business with pleasure, but like, you agree with me, you're not getting none tonight, right? you don't want to really upset. They wanted to rule. Yeah. So that worked for them. They wanted to be the rulers of this company at this point. So him not having a voter on his side is what worked for them. They enjoyed that. It was like, no, this is cool. We've been waiting us to be able to fully take over, like, and I think that is so messed up. And that's like, literally what they did. He brought y'all on. It's him doing the painting. It's him. I ain't seen that until he invited you on there. How you know how to paint flowers or not? How to paint. Girl, we not here for you. And you just but they were because they were she was Bob's friend, so it was like she got the views by like association. Though, like right. He's like, okay, I guess we can mess with you because like he not gonna be here no more. But all right, they even like they were so grimy. They what's the name? They Catherine and Weber. Yeah, they stole their brushes from Weber. And, like, told them, like, oh, they're on the they told Catherine they're on a dangerous species list. Badgers are now. And so you can't use badger hair brushes anymore. These are the brushes they've been using since they started working with Weber. Since they started painting and had their own line and everything, they use badger hair brushes. But because the Kowalskis wanted them and they had more money, guess who Weber went to? Or guess who Weber wanted to work with? Of course, them. Right. So now they're like, you can't use it. They're on dangerous species. A month later, drop the brushes with badger hair. Annette and her husband, Annette and How dare you? Right. Like, dude, you ain't even. I would have waited more than a month. I really would have. I would have waited more than a month. I would have waited. But they were grimy and messy. They didn't care how long it took. No, not at all. I literally just finished, like, the pants. I'm still working on the hair. Well, I didn't even think about having to get to the hair. But yeah, so they were grimy and didn't care. No, not at all. And then it's like it shows what kind of like friends you are too, because it's like y'all didn't care about the fact that y'all don't care about this man. No. Like y'all, any chance y'all get, y'all trying to exploit him and
take away the
exactly.
quality in his stuff. Like, he wanted to leave that everything down to his son.
Because they knew, like, oh, people gonna buy it. It don't matter the quality. They gonna buy it because it has his name on it. But he like, no, that if they buying it for my name, I don't want my name on some crappy work. And they didn't care.
I don't blame him because, like, that's like with us. We're not just gonna
half do a show. We're gonna put all the effort we can into finding any information on the case.
So it's like, yeah, well, your name is on the line at that point.
Right.
No, you're not about to just downsize me like that. So they're like, he wanted to leave it to his son and his brother-in-law. Was it his brother-in-law? His half-brother, that's who it was.
So his son, Steve, and his brother, Jimmy Cox.
Yeah. Jimmy Cox.
So, he wanted, so it was supposed to be split. His brother was supposed to get 51% and his son was supposed to get 49%. Basically because his son was young at the time and he just wanted to make sure he wasn't just reckless with the money. So he couldn't give it all to him. So it got split between him and his brother. And, they
pretty much didn't go with that.
No. They didn't care about that.
They didn't respect that at all. They were still they were still running a workshop. Because literally, like, a while right before he died, he told his friend when they called him, like, I don't want nothing to do with Joya Painting. I don't want nothing to do with Bob Ross Inc. I don't want anything to do, because he's like, they're trying to steal my name on my deathbed. Like, I don't want nothing to do with them. And so, well, yeah, they pretty much were, like, trying to steal this guy's name on his deathbed. So,
literally,
like,
as he died.
Like,
and all they care about is if they can keep running this company the way they want to.
Like, dude, first off, you would be nothing without me. Like,
nothing.
Yo, joys of painting flowers. Nobody would care about your flowers if it wasn't for me, girl. And, like, that's what you need to know.
Who would know you?
Like, y'all are nobody at this point. So, yeah, that kind of made me mad when I was watching it, because I was like, he looked like he's a really sweet guy, and you guys are taking advantage of him, and that's wrong. This paint looks like lip gloss, and I'm, like, obsessed now.
Yeah, it does.
It looks just like lip gloss when you paint on it.
But, yeah, so, all they cared about was trying to steal his name to make sure they could still get the money. So, it was, like, to the point where Bob was willing to marry his nurse.
That he only known for a couple of months.
A few months. He only been with this nurse for a few months. But because he didn't want them to have access to anything after he died, he needed somebody. So this was his third wife. After Jane died, this was his third wife. So he wanted to make sure his stuff went to somebody other than the Kowalskis.
Because at this point, they getting desperate. They blowing his phone up every day, like,
harassing this man.
This man is dying, and y'all on his phone playing. Like, what is your problem? So, he marries. At first, I was a little. Remember when they said he married the wife, and I was like, the first time we watched it together, I was like, what? Like, now what if she skims?
What if she's skimming? But I mean, it honestly. It made sense a little bit.
It did. He was, you know what, at this point you're desperate, so you're like, I will try anything to make sure that, like, my people are good at least. Like, the Kowalskis is making sure they're good. So
why can't I make sure my people are good?
Why can't I make sure mine's good? So, you know what that means? Wedding bells. So, they do that. They get married and stuff. He ends up dying, and the true crime part of this is, to this day, his son didn't get nothing.
Nothing.
Not a penny.
Because
not a paintbrush.
After he died, they tried to sue, or they were going to go sue his new wife. What was her name?
I can't remember her name.
I have it.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't get her name.
Linda. I knew it was something with a Y in it. The Y threw me off. So,
like, you said that like it was normal to have a Y in it.
Yeah, no, because like the Y, it threw me off that the fact that it was a Y and not an I. So his wife Linda and They tried to sue his wife Linda and his brother Jimmy for everything. Like, they wanted everything of this man's. They wanted the freaking paintings off his walls in his home. They wanted the paintbrushes that he used and the palette that he used on the show. Like, they wanted everything. For what? I don't know. But they didn't want his family to have anything.
Which is so messed up.
Which is messed up.
Like, y'all don't even...
What do you need this for?
What? Exactly.
Literally
like,
nothing.
His family is literally grieving. Honestly, the way you guys acted when he was dying, I wouldn't even feel comfortable coming around there. Like... No, that... Y'all acted a mess.
So, to stop the lawsuit from even happening... Jim and Linda just signed over everything. They just let everything go. And so they let go of whatever they were suing for, they just gave it to them. Including, in this contract, was some recording tapes that Bob had that from conversations with the Kowalskis from years ago. Nobody knows what was on this tape, and Bob was recording phone conversations. They didn't want, the Kowalskis didn't want anyone to know what was on those tapes, so they sued for everything down to the tapes. Nobody know what they did with the tapes.
They probably burned them.
Right, probably.
At this point,
but they got rid of they took literally everything from these people that had anything to do with Bob.
And I feel like I'm mad that like they kind of didn't put in a fight, because I really feel like a judge would have understood, like, why are you people, the business people, trying to fight for something that
is theirs?
Like,
it's literally theirs.
But they were bullies. Like, they bullied Bob. They bullied the new wife. They bullied the half brother. They're bullying the son by not giving him anything. They're still teaching people how to paint, and they're signing it as Bob Ross.
As Bob. So,
if you think you got an authentic Bob Ross painting, check again.
Check again, because it's probably not.
Oh, the killer part. There's only one person that can authenticate if it's a original Bob Ross or not. And who is that? Annette.
And the dude like, no, she can't. Yeah, she know, because she know what she signed versus what he signed. That's how she knows. Like, so.
That's wild. Like, girl, who made you... If anything, I really felt like his son could have been one. Like, you taught me, like, literally, if I'm cold at making these mountains and stuff like that, he didn't taught his son little tricks and stuff like that. Only he would know. Because he wants him to be better than him. So his son would probably be the only one that's really even qualified to, like, be one of the little authenticators and stuff. But is he one? No.
Of course not. She don't want him to have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So, it even got to the point where his son, he was down there, whatever, but he finally got back into painting and things. And he wanted to have paintbrushes and paint with his name on it. So, before the Kowalskis could get a chance to sue him for using his own name, he decided that he was going to sue first. And, unfortunately, he lost because... At this point, Ross is their name.
Yeah, they not even the Kowalskis no more.
they are
Annette Ross, Walt Ross, like
it's
they more Ross than the Rosses.
At this point, it's all them. Like, he can't do nothing, and he lost the lawsuit. And then in the midst of the lawsuit, he found out that he found the paperwork that said he gets 49%, his uncle gets 51%. He knew nothing about this.
Yeah.
But by then, it was too late because they had already signed over everything.
It's been settled somewhere else.
Right. It's been settled somewhere else. He didn't even know, like, this existed from the beginning.
Which I feel like that's messed up. Like, y'all couldn't make that decision until he was old enough. Like, or you could only sell your 51%.
You can only get rid of your 51%. He shouldn't have been able to get rid of... Jim shouldn't have been able to get rid of everything. And that was wrong.
Not how that go. Just because he's underage, like.
But he wasn't even underage. That was the thing. He was in his 20s.
Yeah, wasn't he? I was saying because he was grown.
He was in his 20s when his dad
when
died.
This is made up, yeah. Because like when you look at when you bring him on the show, you see him when he's a teen, and then he's like grown one day. Like he's like, all right, this is my son Steve. And I'm like, that's Steve.
Literally growing on the show.
So, like, I don't know. I don't see how you guys can be, like, how do you sleep at night knowing that you stole somebody's whole last name? That ain't even your last name.
They do not care. That's what they want.
You're like, what is it? Jewish, probably?
No, the last name.
Kowalski?
I don't know.
I think they would be Jewish. So I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I do think that's like a Jewish last name.
Yeah, so it's just like...
It's not even you!
It's not you.
But hey, you know...
It worked for them. And it's still working for them.
Because they still making money off of them. And it's crazy because now your family got generational wealth from somebody else. Yeah.
His has nothing.
The one that actually put the work in. Like, Steve is entitled to something because he was on the show.
Exactly.
So, how y'all get rid of that part?
Exactly.
I should make myself an avatar and paint me blue. Just to, like, razzle-dazzle some stuff.
Was it Maya at Friendsgiving who made hers green? I think it was Maya.
Was it an accident?
No.
Hey. I don't know, that actually kind of sounds like it makes sense, though. Maybe that's because I'm pushing this blue.
But yeah, so she, and he couldn't get anything because they have sold everything.
My half, your half,
Or
everybody.
not even sold, signed it over.
Signed it over.
It wasn't,
like, you
even,
didn't get a
nothing out of it.
You guys were bullied into doing this, and I really feel like that's messed up. Like,
it's both. But
bully yourself. Don't bully my cut.
Right.
What is your problem?
I should have painted the outfit before I started painting the skin. But whatever. It was too late.
You're in too deep.
Yeah. But
it was actually, when you think about it, it's messed up how, like, they did. Like, it really is. Like,
yeah, it's bold.
It's a soft crime, like, soft true crime, but when you think about, like, the feelings into it, you're like, no, that's messed up.
It's messed up.
You feel just as messed up, like, over, like, unsolved cases and stuff, because you're like, y'all are wrong, white collared or not.
That was wrong.
Your name ain't Ross.
So, exactly. So, what do you need any of this for? I get money, but you can work with his family.
They probably would, like, if y'all would have handled it
differently, his family wouldn't mind still working with y'all. But no, you just had to take the bogus way out of this.
Y'all been grimy for a while now because his wife, when his wife passed, y'all didn't know that he was diagnosed with cancer. So his voice stopped mattering then. Y'all didn't know that. So y'all like, dang, we've been grimy this whole time. And
I don't think they did. They didn't care because it got worse after they
realized he
was
it's
dying.
just like
so they didn't care that he was sick.
tactic they had to use.
They cared that he was sick because they knew they were about to lose everything. And it's like, you don't, as long as you keep up. You can keep working with his son.
Exactly. Like, he was ready to take over, like, do the thing for his daddy. Like, put on for the city. I feel like, personally, us in Detroit should take this kind of personal, though, because, dude, y'all watch this man on PBS. Like, and then it kind of upset me because, like, I watched him on PBS. And the fact that I go on a documentary and he says, I want nothing to do with that show.
It's like, dang. And I just be watching this.
Yeah.
And it make you not want to buy Bob Ross merchandise.
Yeah, because you're like, it's not going to who it's supposed to go to.
It's not going to who it's supposed to go to.
And that's the messed up part.
They selling stuff down to pens. Yeah. Ink pens.
And then, he's been trendy lately, though. So, you know, like...
Right.
He's making a comeback. So, you know, people are like, they're making more money now than this documentary. And I hope this documentary kind of slowed them down.
You would hope, but I don't know how many people actually watched it. The way the trailer was, everybody probably watched it. Because they thought Bob Ross was a serial killer. A lot of them did.
And the fact that, like, I mean, he's not.
Right.
He's a good guy.
Right.
But, like, that trailer definitely made you think it was something going on. That's why I was like, Leah, look, have you seen it yet? I brought it up. Remember, I think I came over, like, the day after it came out.
No, because we watched it the day it came out.
No, I'm talking about, like, the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I brought up the trailer and I was like, did you see this? He was like, what's the trailer for? I was like, there is no trailer. There is one, but there's not one.
This is it.
This is that. That's it. That's all.
What you just saw is what everybody saw.
I forgot we were actually doing like a recap on a certain episode. Cause I was like, hey, so you guys seen this, right? And it has nothing to do with true crime.
But yeah, so...
Painting just makes you so relaxed, I guess.
It does. Also, when Bob's son was trying to, or when Steve, let me call him by his name.
Steve.
When Steve was trying to sue, it got to the point where, like, they couldn't afford it no more. They couldn't afford the lawsuit at this point.
And that's crazy.
They couldn't afford to keep going to court and keep having lawyers and stuff. So they literally had to give up.
And I feel like that's so messed up because Bob technically had it. If the Kowalskis got it, that means that Bob had enough to do it.
Bob had enough.
They're using his money.
Right, so it's not even like he lost. He couldn't afford to keep going to court.
Because y'all want to play games.
He couldn't afford to keep fighting it.
I really feel like we should just go ahead and make a GoFundMe. And get this man his money. Secure his bag for him. Because that's messed up. Like, something you spend your all working on and, like, you can't even touch it. Like, you know your dad spent so much time. This was his pride and joy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't touch it. If that's not frustrating, I don't know what is.
He freaking
They're
famous.
still playing it to this day.
Literally.
Like...
So you know they bring it in, man.
Mm-hmm, they bring it in bank. And that's messed up. It really is. Okay, I think I'm finished with the hair.
I thought you were about to say, I think I'm finished. I'm like, how?
Oh, nah, I'm not finished. I'm not close to finishing.
Oh, I can't see through your thing.
Did you try to look over here?
Yeah, I don't know what I was looking at, but I can't see through it and see that you're not done. But still. Was that pretty much? Yeah, like
yeah,
his
that was
son,
pretty much the gist of it.
His son got nothing. They got everything. I did like at the end how they showed like everybody who Bob helped.
Yeah.
And it was the man basically, he was going to commit suicide. And he was flipping through the TV, found Bob Ross, and it relaxed him to the point where he was like, okay again.
Yeah.
And that's what he watched every day. Another lady had to have, her organs were shutting down as she was pregnant, and the only way they could help her first was to terminate the pregnancy.
Oh, yeah.
And so, of course, that leads you into a deep depression, and the first thing she saw when she turned on the TV after the hospital was Bob Ross.
The joys of painting.
Right. So it's like, he helped a lot of people through life, and the Kowalskis just don't care.
They don't. They don't really care. And my thing is, they need to meet a family like, you know, like us or something like that. We about to whoop their ass. Because what you're not about to do.
You ain't going. Not right here.
I was thinking, in your hair?
I don't know. Like, you're not going out like this.
I'm feeling her her afro one. Because, like, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to go over that another time when I'm done.
I'm not even close to be. Well, I got to do the skin still. And I'm like, no,
no,
this is essential. I just didn't like how my hair was looking.
I'm working on the second arm right now.
Oh, look at you.
I didn't do the outfit yet. You did the outfit.
Yeah, I did the outfit.
And then I still got to do the feet.
Alright, so now that we done, oh, you gotta ask some more questions.
Oh, yep, you're right. Let's find it. Okay, so now that we know that, the consequences and the charges, absolutely nothing.
Nothing. That's
nothing.
the problem.
Right, that's the issue. We wouldn't.
That's why they made this documentary, because they like, hey, look.
And then they didn't want to be interviewed on the show.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't.
I bet not. They don't have nothing to say no more, thief.
I bet you don't want to be on the show.
But, you know, I hope there are some consequences soon, because sometimes things just take time. Let's see.
What didn't you like?
I didn't like how drawn out they made it.
But I guess like they did have to tell about him first. But it was so drawn out.
It was so long. Like, and then it was a bunch of old people being. I love old people. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But it was a lot of them being interviewed. So
just
like
talking.
Like they was like, I'm just glad to be here. And I'm like, I get it. We get to the point. They're like, yeah, because back in '73 we used to. And I'm like, no, he ain't paid not once in this situation.
I told you that the whole thing with they were talking about Bob's affair, and with freaking Annette.
Like he was clapping buns and you stole from him.
So
that's a slap in the face.
When the thing, now I can't even think of their last name.
The Kowalskis?
No, not
Sorry.
them. The
Oh, the other people.
Catherine
and what is their names? I cannot remember for the life of me. It was something.
It's an easy name.
It is. It's not Jenkins, is it?
Jenkins. Gary and
yeah.
Gary and Catherine.
Yep, because it was Jenkins on the book.
Oh,
Kept
on
saying
the book.
Jenkins.
Yeah, so when the Jenkins, they were talking about Bob's affair and everything, Gary was like, yeah, because it was the 70s. Everybody was, he was like, his wife was like, it was the 80s. He was like, yeah, because in the 80s, everybody was just sleeping with everybody. And she tapping him like, this is not what we're talking about.
Stop.
Like, please.
But I guess, like, it must have been a scandal thing for y'all back then, because when they was like, was it an affair? They was all like, you gonna have to act such and such. And he was like, long pause.
Right. Steve just sitting there like, y'all really about to ask me about my dad's affair right now?
Right.
He was like, yeah, like Jane found out, but they worked through it.
You know,
and
I'm gonna stick beside him.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Because like, that's what you did back in those times.
And I'm gonna stick beside him. That's like my favorite.
It's hilarious.
My favorite little clip.
It is so funny. I just feel like it's funny though because it's a Dr. Phil clip with like, like, this is what you like, and it's to me like what a typical black guy would do, and she's like, yeah, I'm stick beside her, and I'm like, what he do wrong?
And this is your man. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's mine.
And I'm gonna stick beside him.
So I think that's the only part I really didn't like is the fact that it was so drawn on and stuff, and like that's it. It was just drawn on.
Yeah.
And then it took a lot to get to the true crime part. Like, that's
so
not a problem with you guys, but when you're doing a true crime recap, it kind of is a problem.
It didn't help that the first time we watched it with Kanan.
Yeah. He
was so
the
hyped.
whole time. I was like, how are you this excited for Bob Ross? Like,
and then it doesn't help that Kanan automatically applies me with fun. For whatever reason, Kanan doesn't nap around me. So
it was nap time.
It was nap time, and Kanan was not going to sleep.
He was lit. His dad took a nap.
And Kanan not mocked him snoring, but wouldn't snore himself.
I was like, but you don't want to snore. Like, boy, if you don't go somewhere, they're not going to tell on you.
Well, yeah, so it was just a lot happening.
Yeah, and it wasn't, it wasn't something that I would, like, be like, I would go back and watch. Like, it was good to watch it.
Yeah, it was good for watching that one time.
Well, we had to watch it a couple times.
We had to watch it to make sure we had all the information. But would I just go back again? Probably not.
Yeah, not just to be like, oh yeah, let me watch that one. Like the documentary Blackfish, I watched that like constantly on repeat. This isn't a documentary like that.
That's what I don't really think I have any documentaries that I would watch again. Because once you watch a documentary once, that's kind of like, that's it.
Yeah. And I'm just obsessed with that one for some reason. I have no idea what's wrong with me when it comes to that Blackfish. And I'd be so surprised, like, it's my first time, like, oh, the killer whale did what? Like,
thought I was down at the stomach. Her stomach and her feet.
Oh, dang, Leah. I just actually finished her stomach and her feet. Okay, I see her melanin popping.
So she made a slight mistake on this one. I can't tell which one is the back ankle, which one is not. Can you see that paper out there? Can you grab that paper?
This one?
Yeah. But yeah, so that was pretty much that.
Yeah, that's what we didn't like about it.
So what did you like?
I like the fact that we got to know more information about him. And I like that they were able to say, like, he's not making money off this and stuff like that because it let me make an educated decision if I wanted to continue watching this show or not.
Right.
I'm not supporting something where you can't even pay the family.
You can't pay the family off of it. And that's the whole point of airing shows after a person is gone.
Yeah, they're royalties.
They're royalties for their family.
So it's like, you're not even doing that. I don't support this, and I don't support the fact that y'all tricking people out here to buy Bob Ross paintings when y'all got a school of forgery.
Oh, and we didn't even talk about the school.
Oh yeah.
They had, they started the little paint school or whatever, and they gave out contracts that basically said you can't talk about others. You can't talk about other painters. You can only use Bob Ross paint products in this class. Blah, blah. And then the Snitch Box. It was a suggestion box. Anytime you hear a student or a teacher talk about another class or using something that they shouldn't be using, they made it was like it was contraband or something.
Yeah.
That you had to report them. And that was messed up. And like one student...
Really, in grade school?
Exactly. One student literally had to pack up her stuff and go because she said she wanted to go to the Jenkins class. They made her pack up her stuff and go.
They was like, oh no.
Not in here.
Do that here.
They literally told her to get her stuff, don't talk to nobody else, and get her stuff and go.
That's messed up because...
After she already paid for this class.
I paid for this class. Like, I'm staying here to take my money's worth. Right. And that's the thing that it shows that they are bullies. Because, like, time and time again, y'all are doing stuff that people would, like, no, you're not about to do that. So it's like y'all kind of knew who to target. Right. Because I wish I would go in there and I want you to put me out. He can't put you out.
Next question. What did you like about the documentary?
That you got to find out more information about him. And like that I found out like that they're doing that dumb stuff that they're doing. Dang it, now I gotta make me get like fatter arms because I did this wrong. Why my arms look lopsided? It's cool. It's cool.
Mine too, so it's alright.
Maybe that's how it was. It's the design and stuff. We can, if it both happened to us, we can blame it on something else. But yeah, I like the fact that I got information on it, so like I could make that educated decision because I don't want to support that show anymore.
Exactly.
Because I know that they're doing this stuff. So that's one thing I definitely did not. I did like about it.
Right, that you know what's really happening.
You don't want him in there making no money off this. I'm like, dang, he making bank.
Nothing.
Anything you didn't like? What you did like?
That, basically.
Yeah. So, that makes sense, though. You know, we're good people.
What moment stood out to you the most?
That he got a perm. Like, this hair stuff was killing me. Like,
perm thing.
Like, dude, you sweet. Like, this looks so good. This is the best, like, perm I've seen, like, to get an afro in, like, I don't know how long.
Probably ever, because I ain't never seen one.
I never seen.
He's straight, what's her name?
Who,
Who pretended to be black for so long?
Oh, yeah. When we all canceled.
I can't think of her name.
I can't either. She was a part of that, NAACP thing, right? Yep. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's going to come to me in a minute.
Eventually. That was a big deal for a minute.
I can't think of it, but it's going to come to me when we not even thinking about it no more.
No. I'm probably be at home. It'll be at home. It's not going to be a thing.
But
you're going to randomly send me a name and be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. That stood out the most.
What could have made the documentary better?
If they picked up the pace.
Yeah, it was so slow.
It was so draining, like.
It was slow. And I think it was really draining because we were tired. And like we said, painting was all over the place. Like, we had already recorded 4 episodes before sitting down to watch this. So we were already tired.
We was in the trenches. I mean, it was rough. And then you got a kid.
Yeah.
That he's happy Leah's there. So he like, you want to see me do a flip off the couch?
Literally.
And I'm like, you don't do that normally, but I mean, go for it. Like, if you want to
show off.
I mean, as long as you don't hurt yourself, because
hospital trips.
Nobody taking you to the hospital for you.
I don't do hospital trips.
For you to be sitting here trying to show off moves, like
this just what you do on a regular basis.
Right. You know what though, Kaden? He jumped. Like jumped and just threw me off, and I was like, hey, this is probably the only time in your life I'll be excited that you jump. Like, you're gonna bring it to me one time, like, wanna see something?
No.
And it's gonna be a jump, and I'm gonna be like, this is what you call me here for. No razzle dazzle to it.
That's really how kids are like, watch this. And then they spin in a circle. Oh, so cool.
I've never seen that before.
So cool.
But you did it like this? You know how to do it too? Yeah.
I think everyone does, but...
I would hope you do. I've been around a long time to not know how to turn around. And then, like, they be acting like they better than you, like, because you old. Like,
come on now.
First off, I don't even like you. You old.
I mean, we said what we learned.
That was kind of like what we learned too.
We started in the beginning.
I learned
a lot of stuff.
I learned that he was dead.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the emotions I felt when I found out he was dead? Like, I was like, Alia, I've been watching a dead man this whole time.
And that's what they were saying. Like, nobody, like, from the net, like, not a lot of people knew he was dead because the, Annette and Walt kept it a secret for so long. Like, they didn't want anybody to know. They wanted stuff to still sell and for, like, him to be still a popular name and people to still watch the show. So they didn't want people to know he was dead for so long.
No, and that's so crazy because I'm like, I've been watching a dead man before I go to work. He's been giving me life. And he don't have one?
He don't have one.
Like, I really felt like, I don't know. I felt like that's another reason why I stopped watching the show. Because I was just like, I felt like my existence at that point was a lie. So, yeah, other than that, I think that was the biggest learn for me. I can't tell you anything else. Because, like, they said that in the beginning. And I was just like, what? Oh, there's nothing else to know.
Last question. Would you recommend this documentary?
Not really.
I would say no.
And that's the first documentary we've said this to. It's
while we enjoyed it, I don't know many people who would.
Yeah. Like, this isn't something I bring up to be like, oh, yes. I haven't brought it up to my grandma. To my grandma, everything.
Yeah, like, it wasn't... It was good. Like I said, it was good. It was nothing wrong with it. It's just like, I don't know anybody who would like this for real.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
And like, I have one friend who I know would like it, and she watched it. She watched it before us.
Yep, she watched it like the moment
it came out. Like, cause me and Shelby were sitting at because I had plans with my friends. Like the same day, me and Shelby recorded all the shows. The day we went to where did we go? Cuzzo's, and then we watched it after we left Cuzzo's, and she was like, hey, y'all want to go out earlier than expected? I'm like, well, it don't matter to me. I just got to go home, and me and Shelby about to go watch this show, this Bob Ross thing. Oh, she was like, oh, it was really good. Mind you, this is 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and she had already seen it the day it came out. So I was like, that's the only friend I have that I know would watch it.
And she enjoyed it, so
right.
You have to kind of, I guess it got to be like your niche to
know,
be like...
Right.
A thing.
You gotta know your audience.
Yeah. I'm actually glad like that took as long as it did because I'm like just about done.
I still gotta finish the background. I'm almost done with her outfit.
I guess I can add more to the background. I just painted it in one single color.
That's all I'm doing.
But I'm done now. I'm like, I don't got nothing else to do. I'm gonna give her some tattoos.
Maybe I should speed up.
Yeah, Lee, she's slowly turning hood over here. I'm about to put something in her hand.
If she had eyes, she would get a teardrop.
Yes, she would. But she don't, so she lucked out.
Yeah, so that's basically it.
You know what? While Leah does that, I can ask some questions.
Oh, yeah. If you're done, you can do the questions.
Do some questions for you guys to fill in some time. Some get to know me. Some whatever. Okay, let's see. We're going to go back in our 2,000 questions about me. Let's see. Alright. What is your favorite way to spend a Sunday?
Nothing.
That's pretty much it. Nothing. I like besides doing nothing, I like to reset the whole house. Like stock up everything that needs to be done. Like that's my favorite way. I feel satisfied afterwards. Like I did something productive, and then I could just bull crap the rest of the day. Makes sense to me. I kind of want to mark these so I know. That's what we did.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do them later on. It's crazy. I don't think we've ever written in this book.
No.
Okay, let's see. What is your least favorite personality trait you like about yourself? That's a good one.
My least favorite personality trait? What's my least favorite?
It's hard. I can tell about everybody else.
Right.
I don't like that about you. My procrastination.
Yes.
I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been trying not to. Like, it's getting better, but it's still there. It still exists.
If I can procrastinate, I will.
Like with this, we've been procrastinating a lot less with this. Yeah. Like we have on their website right now, we have 4 scheduled posts.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
So like episodes we haven't even recorded yet. The transcripts are.
They're already there. So.
They're on the site ready to post when the episode posts.
Yep. Okay. This is a good one. Do you think guys should always pay? What about on the first date?
Should they always pay? No.
No.
On the first date?
Yes.
If you invited me, I'll pay for you.
Yeah. I kind of expect that out of you. So. I'm also at the same, because I don't like the whole idea. I like the whole 50-50. Like, if we was to go, like, to the movies and we went out to eat, I wouldn't mind getting, the stuff there and stuff. Because it's not like it's going to be a lot. We just ate.
We just ate.
You get, like, what, $13 worth of popcorn and...
We don't even need popcorn.
Right, you don't.
We stop at Target.
Right. Swiping the orange card.
Man, how I want one of those.
Let's see. What do you think? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one for true crime. Would you kill an innocent person if you thought it might mean saving a dozen others?
How would I have to kill them? Like, I'm going to just push them off the cliff real quick?
I don't know. I guess they leave it up to you to do it. Like, to decide how you kill them.
Depending on what the killing is.
Yeah. I don't think I could. Because in either situation, I feel like I'm playing God.
You just... Exactly. Whatever God meant for to happen, that's what's going to happen.
But
Who am I to step in?
First off, that's how Final Destination happens. Now we in a life loop together. I don't even know you people.
Who am I to step in?
No, forget that.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Alright, let's see. What housework/chore do you absolutely refuse to do?
Like, refuse? It's nothing I refuse to do, but I hate washing dishes.
I've been like trying to learn to love it. You know what?
I can't. I've always hated washing dishes. Like, obviously it gotta be done, but no.
It's ghetto.
It's ghetto. I hate washing dishes.
So if I don't say this one, I think I might get cussed out. I do not like laundry for the life of me. And it looks up that I have so many clothes. Kena has so many clothes and stuff that I'm like, I don't have to do this every week. It's over with. But let me have another kid. I'm like, we already getting in the phase where sometimes he has to have 2 outfit changes a day. So I'm like, this is going to start adding up soon.
But a plus of Kanan being a pandemic baby, he don't go
He
anywhere.
don't go over. So that's cool too. Let's see. This one's for Alia. Are you a godparent to a child? If so, whose child? Why do you want the parent? They never asked for a parent before.
Yes, both of my best friends. Obviously, Shelby. And then Destiny has baby Jacoby on the way. And then we have 2 of my little cousins, Sadie and Skylar. And then one of Austin's little cousins, Serenity.
You know, they have like the basketball team of God kids.
7, 4, 2, almost 1.
Almost
and
1.
Almost a newborn.
And almost here.
Right.
Like,
It'll
almost
be
here.
literally any day now.
I do not have any God kids. Which is, that's not crazy to me. Me and Leah was waiting on who was going to have a kid between us. And even then, I'm still probably going to go down the line as like an auntie, which I'm cool with. Like, aunties get put on school lists.
Right.
So, as long as I can still do that and take her kid out of class, like, I'm good.
Me and Shelby have already discussed all the birthday parties are happening together.
Their kids don't even know.
Everything, all of that.
Let's see. What is the coolest nickname you've ever heard for someone?
I don't know.
My son got pretty cool nicknames. He's Puff Daddy, Fat Daddy, Daddy Fat. Let's see what else. Kane, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Giovanni, Vonnie Gio. Those are some pretty cool babies, like some cool nicknames. Let's see. That's it.
I can't.
And I think that's because I picked those. Like, we picked those nicknames out, so it's like, of course they're cool. He probably don't think it is.
He don't care. He don't care until he gets to school.
Yeah, and that's when it really matters. I can't call him Puff Daddy no more. I call him Puff Daddy because he likes the puffs.
He likes puffs.
So, it's not because he reminds me of P. Diddy or anything. He likes puffs. Let's see. That's a really random one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn the page. Okay.
It's funny you skipping it, and that's the one we're gonna get next week.
Right? It's gonna pop right up with all these pink check marks. Let's see. We've done this one before. I'm just in here like casually looking at stuff now. What birthday do you feel is more of a landmark? 16, 18, or 21? 21. Because that's when you really, that's when it matters. And then aren't they supposed to be changing like the legal age to be buying stuff? Like, I mean, like for you, Leah, you didn't really get excited about 18 because you don't do this.
What do you
like,
do?
You don't,
yeah.
But me, on the other hand, I was like, okay, I can be a little more independent now. So.
Right. Yeah, that part didn't matter to me.
That didn't really matter to Alia. So, and then I'm not really a drinker. So,
right.
21 meant more to her.
21 didn't really matter to you.
I was like, hey, dude, like, I guess I can slap my ID down now. But I'm like, I felt like when you turn 21, like, the drinking's supposed to hit you then. Like, all right, shots every night. But I was just like, no, I'm more of a wine, mimosa kind of chick. Like... Let's see. What scares you the most about getting older?
I know I'm going to have a weak bladder. Because I be holding it for no reason. For no reason.
What? The one thing that scares me about getting older is not progressing, I would think. Like, we do a lot. Like this podcast and stuff as a mother and stuff like that. But then it's always like that thing of like,
what
if my life was fulfilled, like I want to look down the line and be like, I think that I did enough. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. That, and then like, I'm not ready for them body pains. Cause like,
I already got that. So like, yeah, I know it's gonna get worse.
My knees, like,
that's me now. That is me now.
So yeah, so that's funny.
Years, I don't know. I don't even know what to expect.
Me either, Leah.
With like actual old age.
No. Like,
I've had arthritis since I was 11. So where does it go from here?
It only goes up.
Where does it go from here?
What is your favorite nursery rhyme?
I should know this as much Coco Melon as I've watched in the past year.
Kanan is not allowed to watch Coco Melon. He has never really watched it. Like,
no,
he does not.
It doesn't faze him.
It don't. I'm glad. Like, we need to keep this like this as long as possible. Me and Leah were talking about that. She was like, I'm like, I think they're brainwashing him. She's like, no, I don't think they're brainwashing him.
It's like all kids are addicted to something. All kids are fascinated by something. And it's like, yeah, if you put on Coco Melon more than once, that's their thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Kanan's just so happened to be Paw Patrol.
He's Paw Patrol. He likes Akili and me sometimes. But it's mainly Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol, the Backyardigans.
I love the Backyardigans.
Yeah, he likes the Backyardigans and Blue's Clues.
And I like Blue's Clues.
So like he has all he likes themes that like you wouldn't really, besides Paw Patrol, that you wouldn't do for a kid party. Like, how do you do a Backyardigans party?
We gonna make it happen.
Like,
because you just gotta make everything. Because it's not like they're gonna be selling much.
So it's like, okay, that's cool. He likes Don Quixote.
So, speaking of Blue's Clues, they're just reprise episodes with another person. All of them are the same. They're just now getting ready to meet Periwinkle when a new episode come out.
What? Oh yeah, because they were like, meet Periwinkle. I seen that.
It's like, it's no new episode.
They're just remastered.
With another person.
And it's not Steve.
No, whatever the new guy's name is.
It's not Kevin either, because I don't see the black Kevin no more.
No, it's
he like. So, would you say you're easy to get along with?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Because any situation, I can mingle with everybody. Like your birthday, your sister, like Friendsgiving. What was her name? Shayla.
And Ayana.
And Ayana. Like, I didn't know neither one of them. Like,
yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Like, it don't. I think I'm a really easygoing person in general. But yeah, I think so. I think you are too, though, Leah.
Yeah.
My mom loves Leah, and like, I don't think you even see my mom in person that much. Like, she's like, yeah, no, Leah, like, she brings her up. Like, it's just, she's easygoing. My grandma brings you up. Like, I think that's why we click so well. Because if you look at it, we're kind of two different people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, completely different spectrums. But we're both easygoing. Yeah. So it works in that way. Very. Aaliyah levels me out.
You don't bother nobody.
I'm very much all over the place for the most part.
You don't bother anyone.
Like, Aaliyah got a planner, and I was like, I should get a planner. So I have a planner now.
And we talked about being more organized on the show. So
I'm writing stuff down, right? And I'm like, I got all this stuff to do.
Yeah. That's really how it be. Like, dang. Alright,
what just happened? Yeah, okay. Who is the most interesting person you've ever met? I feel like we did that one before.
Yeah, but I don't know what I said.
I think you said Ari. Or was that like what celebrity? I don't know.
Yeah, that was like what celebrity you want.
Yeah. The most interesting person I met was... I'm trying to think of it. I cannot remember her name right now. But she was an author I met at this convention. And her story sounded a lot like mine. And so I really just kind of like attached to her. I'm so mad because I literally just looked at her business card like 2 days ago. And I cannot. I want to say Jacqueline Baker. I think. That sounds accurate.
I really don't know.
Yeah, I think that would be the most interesting one. Yeah.
I really don't know.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But it's just the person in general, so. Let's see. I think that is probably the most interesting.
I know a few interesting people.
Yeah. And then, like, you got the messy, interesting people that are like, because I got a lot of those. I don't know why people think they could just dump their problems on me. Aaliyah, you look like you're debating if you want to put the paper towel on a plate.
Oh, because
I was just like.
I was thinking.
Okay.
Right, you got the... Oh, you want to do one more?
No, we're good. We only got one more on this page, but to be honest, we don't have to do it.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
So, yeah. Do a picture review?
Yep. Let's see. Let me just lift mine up. Where's this?
Oh,
I didn't
pretty.
see yours. Of course you did black hair. Like, why was always looking different?
I didn't feel like, and it's crazy, like, we did completely different things.
And then we did the blue.
The blue, yeah. I didn't really know what I wanted to do.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just filled in like her, what's the name? I'm not even as dark, so this isn't me. She got some nice size lips and stuff. They go with the background.
With the background, yep.
I like yours though, because it gives me Rugrats theme. Like, the hair, once you like leave it alone. Me on the other hand, I didn't shaded her hair all in. But it gives me like like Codename Kid Next Door kind of vibes a little bit.
I can move that back here. Yeah.
I like that one. And I didn't get to do this last year.
Yeah,
so
right.
This is nice.
Shout out to Kanan. I mean, it was cool he was being born or whatever.
Man, that was the longest 5 days of my life.
I've been waiting for so long.
I was so mad. They was like, you can go home now. I ran out of there, so I gotta watch a video. I was like, get your video. Like,
I figured out on my own.
I got this. All those, I did get some pointers. Drake did too. He was like, maybe the baby's overstimulated. I was like, you learned that from the video too? He was like, yeah. Okay, so
yeah, that concludes it all.
hope you guys like this special episode, us painting and talking and answering some questions. That was fun.
Yeah.
I actually liked how this one was set up.
Yeah,
and
it was
it
cool.
went
That means the
longer.
Halloween one is going to be really fun too.
Yeah, so that's going to be
Stick
special.
around for that. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Hit the notification bell.
All of our notifications or all our social media is in the description box. If you're willing, you can donate to us. That is also at the very bottom of the description box. And that's
Fund
it.
our coffee addiction.
Yeah. Coffee addiction. You know, you can help with discovering Michigan.
It helps our website.
Yeah.
And
because that is $28 a month. Yeah.
you just scared me moving that thing because my foot was on it. And I'm like, how is it moving away from my foot? But yes. So.
We are actually headed to do a Discovering Michigan right now. So, yeah.
We'll see you then.
Thank you for listening to CrimeMitten. You can find the transcripts, pictures we've discussed, as well as the links to our references at our website. There, you can also find the links to all of our social media. If you have a case you'd like us to talk about, you can leave a comment down below or go to the Contact Us page of the website and leave a suggestion. Each month, we will choose one for an episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps a lot.